Hello and welcome to Crit Eating Grin, and thank you for joining us around Ye Olde Table for this special Origins story. Today we're going to play Dungeons & Dragons the 5th edition. Joining me at Ye Olde Table, two members of the Crit crew, and to my left we have...
Hey guys, I am James, and I'll be playing, what did I call him? Yeah, we'll get there. I'll be playing Hopper, the Hair Gone Blood Hunter.
Okay, I'm Mariah, and I am going to be playing Carrick, the Triton Rogue.
And joining us via the scrying spell are the wonderful ladies of Table Talk.
Woo!
Take it away.
Hi, we're Table Talk. I'm Alejandra, one of the hosts. We're basically a TTRPG discussion podcast where we talk about everything that's going on, like both on the table, off the table, the community as a whole. We also invite lots of really awesome guests to come on and basically just sit there and hyperfixate. It's a very casual, laid-back convo. We're very explicit. We go on tangents. It's a good time. You can find us on all our socials at Table Talk RPG, and you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
And I am Mariah. I am the other host. Repeating everything that Ollie said about the podcast, I don't need to say it again, thankfully. And I will be playing Neris, the Gloomstalker Ranger.
Awesome.
Oh, I'll be playing Talia.
There's always something that I forget every time too.
Yeah. I'll be playing Talia, a cursed half-elven, what am I? A bard. I'm a common bard, yeah.
And my name is Eric, and I will be your Grin Master or GM for this episode or special origin story of our tale. So, as we fade into this setting, our story will begin midday on a ship called the Neptune's Revenge. That is mostly a merchant ship, but has space to occasionally take a few passengers. You all are traveling to Megan's Landing for various reasons, and scheduled to arrive the following afternoon. As you are taking a midday respite in your cabin, there is a knock at the door. At the door is Salt of Water, aka Salty, the first mate on the Neptune's Revenge. He is a tall, slender tabaxi, solid black fur except for one solid bright white ear, and bright green eyes. One of those eyes is covered by an eye patch. In a very deep tone, he says, "At this time of our journey, Captain Beckett sends an invitation to you all for a private dinner in his quarters."
All of us are in this room?
I would assume so,
All
because
four
you
of
are all
us?
taking a midday respite.
What do you think, ladies?
Neris puts her eyes to Talia knowingly.
I think Talia, pretty much at this point just looks like a mass under a blanket and like some tentacles wriggling out of the end. And as soon as the knocks and the creak of the door happened, I think one of those pillows went flying at like dangerous speeds right at the door frame.
So the way when that pillow comes flying, Salty will just kind of like, it'll slam against the door across the hallway. And he just kind of looks like, okay.
Out of the corner where none of you all probably noticed, Carrick will be like, "Dinner again with the captain. He's always after it. Let's go."
Yeah, feet up on the table, no boots, just big old hare feet crossed. Alright, ladies, we might as well, can go meet with the captain.
He might be out of carrots.
Oh my god.
We're gonna get along, I think.
Do you think that?
Lovely.
So, thanks to the magic of the internet, I'm going to set up the visual presentation, for the players so that they can see what they're working with, and we'll be back with you very shortly. And just like that, with the magic of the internet, we're back with our map set up.
Do you guys... Amazing.
So,
Amazing.
you all have made your way to the captain's quarters following Salty as he opens the door and kind of steps off to the side, allowing you all to enter in. As you enter into the captain's quarters, you see that there is a large built-in platform bed to the right of the door. To the left is a very large desk that is strewn with various maps and papers. And directly behind the desk are 2 bookshelves filled with books and other knickknacks from various travels. Straight ahead is a large window that looks out the back of the ship, and in front of that large window sits a long table elegantly set for 5 as Captain Beckett stands from his seat at the head of the table. Now, before we go any further, is there anything you all would like to do?
I'd love to see what the maps are.
Go ahead.
If there's anything he's tracking in particular, are they similar maps, or are they whatever?
Yep. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Oh. 15.
Okay, so what you're able to clock with a 15 is good. There's ship ledgers and log books. There's also income and expense logs that are out there, and there's a few correspondences with other ship captains. And you also spot a help wanted flyer for the Neptune's Revenge. There's going to be a generalized world map for Solaris. It's kind of splayed out. He's got a few knickknacks and baubles kind of holding or penning the map down.
Sure.
You're going to see that he's got, looks like drawn on this map, various trade routes that travel from different continents, it looks like.
Okay.
That's about all you got.
Does the help wanted poster look recent, or like he's getting ready to post it?
Getting ready to post it.
So he's down crew.
Or looking to upgrade crew for the next job because he needs more hands.
Okay.
I will, as Salty opens the door, I'll walk right up to whatever whiskey or carafe he's got out for his use and grab a glass and then just hang out by the port in the back and just watch the water.
Okay. So go ahead and put your token where you want to go to.
Kind of like where it's going to be back here, right?
I think Talia does like a walk-in, kind of gives the captain the side eye. I fear you may have misheard me when I said it would take all the oysters to wine and dine me. You may have heard a lot of oysters.
Talia Swanson.
And I think she grabs the chair at this end in front of her and does a full oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa.
Does a full Jason Momoa, like picks up the chair one-handed and like whips it out and places it at the other head of the table, and then just like sits there, kind of leaned back, and like is very just posture chill about the situation.
Sure. If you want to put her miniature at the other end of the table where the captain is.
Wait, oops.
Oh, she's sitting like opposite.
Opposite end. Opposite head.
Like she's created a new
Yep.
head of the table
Yep.
at the other end.
Yep, I like it.
I think that's the right one.
Yeah.
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 I think Neris also goes to inspect the map and will kind of nod to the captain politely, but then like
over here.
go and try to creep on that map a little bit. And see
Sure,
what she
go
can
ahead.
see.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Not very good. Still not bad. 5 + 6 is 11.
Okay. You're able to quickly kind of pick up on the same thing that was described to Hopper. The only difference is your attention span is like, okay, great, but then you glance up towards the bookshelf and see that there are several little knickknacks that kind of catch your eye with the 11. One, you see he has several old compasses that perhaps maybe he's a collector of compasses for some reason. And then you notice one glass orb that has a swirling blue mist that just constantly moves inside this orb. And that's what you get for the 11.
She will go walk over to the mist and inspect that, like look at that more closely.
Do be careful with that, please. It's very fragile and it's very important.
What is it?
It is a way for me to determine climate and weather changes, is what it'll say.
And what is it? What's it saying now?
Seas are calm. Weather's right. For a fine dinner, as he looks directly at Talia.
You better be careful.
Please, have a seat, is what he'll say, kind of ushering everybody to pick their seat. Now, Captain Beckett himself is a half-Triton. He's in his early 30s. He has pale blue-gray skin, dark blue eyes, with light silvery bluish hair that is pulled back into a low ponytail, with gold beads adorned in his hair, a golden earring in his ear, along with a golden chain necklace, and multiple gold rings rest on his fingers.
Not a fan of silver, I see.
I prefer gold, yes, that's what he says.
At least you have taste.
You can tell the captain is dressed appropriately for the dinner, as he's dressed in a white silk tunic under a buttoned emerald green vest, fitted black pants with finely crafted black leather boots with a stylized dagger affixed to the right boot. He looks towards the door. Thank you, Salty. That'll be all. If you would inform Braun and Zuri that our guests have arrived and they can start bringing forth the meal at any time.
Who are Braun and Zuri?
Braun and Zuri Braun is the dwarf chef,
Yep.
and Zuri is the quartermaster.
That's right. I've got that. That just it flipped
Will
there.
Zuri be joining us for dinner?
She will be joining us, but not in the capacity that you may be thinking. You'll hear Salty say, "Aye, aye, Captain Beckett," as he will kind of look to each one of you as you're kind of filtering into the room, doing what you're doing, and he says, "Enjoy your evening," and then he will take his leave, closing the door behind him.
Okay, because I was posted up by the door, before I make my way to the table, I would like to just casually perk up my ear to make sure that, not make sure, but to see if they've actually left, or if there's somebody posted outside of the door.
Okay, that's good. Perception.
Terrible. Garbage. Horrible. 14.
They've left.
Yeah, I'll make my way, and I'm gonna post up right by Talia. I'll go to her left. I'll go right there.
Facing the door, like you're back facing the door, or do you want to go the other side where you're looking at the door?
Neris, where did you go? Did you go to the far side?
Yeah, I think so. So she's looking at the door.
Fuck.
So
I would have also done that.
I'm by the window, so I'm also not. I'm like on the other side of the table too.
But I'm gonna sit facing the captain, so my body's opened up and looking at the door.
So you're sideways.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Trying to make it look as casual as possible,
Sure.
but opening himself up.
So as everyone takes their marks in their places and gets themselves kind of comfortable from the invitation and in the quarters, Beckett is going to stand up, or he hasn't seated yet, my apologies. He's actually going to reach for a bottle of wine first, is what he does. He's going to uncork a bottle of wine, and he's going to approach each one of you and ask if you'd like some wine.
Sorry, I don't drink.
Okay, so he moves along to the next.
I just kind of like hold up my whiskey. I took the.
He will very elegantly kind of tip the bottle for a nice smooth pour into your glass.
Oh no, I already have. I'm good. I have my finger
apologies.
that I took.
Self-served whiskey.
Yeah.
So then he moves to the other two guests.
Neris will hold up her glass.
Okay, so he will pour it, and he kind of smiles as he's doing so. Is that enough?
Yes, thank you.
He moves to Talia, and he kind of leans in, and he says, "Can I pour you some wine, please?"
You can leave the bottle.
He will turn the bottle and let it rest.
Those looking at me, you'll see a cocked eyebrow, like she knows what she's doing.
As he's completed his rounds, he will then go back and take his seat, and he will then grab another bottle of wine, and he will uncork it as he pours himself a glass from that new bottle of wine. Let me just say, I am pleased that you all have decided to join me this evening. I have seen you all in passing, but really haven't had time to really get to know each of you, or really have the pleasure of enjoying your company, due to the attention that was needed at the ship's helm for this trip.
Has the ship been a rocky trip?
It's been fairly decent. There has been a few moments.
Okay.
And as he completes his sentence, he's gonna like just pick up and kind of like drink, like he does the under the hand kind of drinking the glass, and he sips on it. So, what brings you all aboard the ship? Is what he'll say.
Well,
What brings anybody on your ship?
I guess I'll go first, since ladies appear to be a little bashful. Captain, we spoke about this briefly when I got on.
Yes.
I've been hired, you'd say, to track down a certain recipe book from a chef, let's call her, in Stygia.
We're definitely heading to the right place to find recipe books, is what he'll say. You might be able to find someone to put you in the right place, or find a books that you're looking for in Megan's Landing. Is what he'll say.
Anywhere in particular I should start this endeavor, and I'm going to just kind of casually look over to Talia and Neris in this moment and just kind of try to silently communicate that, yes, I am in fact fishing for information.
Yeah,
I think Talia
keenly stares at you.
Awesome.
I think Talia, when you said chef, she was like taking a swig, and you just catch like a.
Yeah, there's a little crook, and then she schools her face again and just sort of stares at you like.
Awesome. He's going to say you might try one of the mini bookeries in the port town. There's one called the Wayward. What do I want to call this one? The Wayward Binding. We'll pull it that.
Ooh. And would you say these are magical cookbooks that
They do have some magical books there, yes.
Would they have any information on tracking down, I don't know, let's say the location of a specific chef's cookbook? If I happen to be,
Potentially, they have a network of people that they could reach out to help you find what you're looking for.
Does the captain seem to catch the drift, and he's just going along with this very heavy-handed ruse, or does he really think we're talking about cookbooks?
No, he, based off, I would say, previous conversation, has what he feels is a good handle on what he's doing, but he doesn't know how much the rest of you know. So he's just trying to play into it a little bit.
We're tiptoeing through the tulips right now.
You got it.
1000%.
You got it. So, Carrick.
Captain.
Anything interesting to talk about today, is what he'll say, as he kind of like slides in a seat but crosses his leg, just kind of holding the wine, gently kind of like rouging it around a little bit as he sips from it.
Does the captain speak Thieves' Cant?
Yeah.
I mean, they may not know, but yeah, I would probably relay, like, I took a look into Talia. Haven't gleaned any information that you might find handy yet, romantically. This is all in Thieves' Cant. On the surface, you'll say, so far, kind of a bland group.
Okay.
Aside from appearances, they seem pretty normal.
Does anybody here speak Thieves' Cant other than
Nope.
Carrick?
I do, baby.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you will definitely kind of pick up on the undertone of the conversation then.
But I
Okay.
will...
Is it verbal? I guess so. It's verbal Thieves' Cant. They
Yeah.
just kind of speaking.
Yeah. I'll also relay that the whatever plan or whatever the grab was at Megan's Landing is still good, or whatever. Like whatever the plan was for us there is still on track, and messages recently have been good.
Awesome.
I think in that similar way of phrasing things that is not overly obvious, Neris would relay something to the effect of, "It is good to know we fly under the radar."
My ears would...
While making eye contact with you and the captain, and just start flipping between you.
I would, try to play it cool, but then also be mouth my bad to the captain,
I'm gonna look at Talia and be like, any idea why they're talking about deflated balloons? I don't... What?
Beats
clown school.
Beats me.
Yeah.
Just takes me. She's like giving Daenerys like a very approving nod.
Yeah.
So when you...
She's like, that's her business. I don't need to be involved in that.
So Daenerys, when you kind of play into the thieves' cant, you're gonna notice that the captain kind of changes his gaze, and he's gonna look at you, and he's like, a subtle nod, like, interesting, and there's a little bit of intrigue or direction drawn towards you as he seems to pay a little bit more attention to you now. So
yeah, she just fully holds his gaze and will very subtly nod, like, all right, I see you.
So what brings you on the Neptune's Revenge?
Me?
Oh yes.
Hunting. What else?
Anything in particular you're hunting?
Open to opportunities, I would say.
Well, my lady, you are traveling to the right place for that. There are vast opportunities on the continent of Stygian. If there's anything I can do to help you in your endeavors, please don't be afraid to ask. My door is always open.
Her opportunities lay with me. Thank you.
I think Hopper in that moment just goes...
Just sort of...
just like... Whatever, water skin he was sipping out of just sprays water everywhere on the table.
Right.
Awesome. So after that kind of introduction, there will be a subtle knock at the door as the captain says, "Come in," and the door will open, and as it swings open, you see this stout, we'll get to the description when we came up with him, stout male dwarf. He has long brown hair that's pulled into a low ponytail, long brown beard that's been braided into one. He's got a cream-colored tunic with an assortment of stains and various culinary creations. And he has brown pants and boots. And all this clothing and things that he has is covered by a large leather apron that falls to mid to lower shin as he comes in with a big tray and platter of things. "I brought the meal." And he starts kind of tromping over to a nearby a small table where you can set some things up and start preparing to serve the meal.
Braun, you are aware of my dietary restrictions, correct?
Aye, carrots only. I've got them. That's what
vegetables, sure, but I
carrots,
guess if it's
right?
Carrot, all right.
Yep.
You get that a lot.
Now, following behind him is going to be the quartermaster, Zuri, who is a very lean toned female drow. She has very long silver hair that is braided in to the style of Viking braids. A solid silver armband on her left arm with a symbol of Neptune's Revenge that's kind of in that band.
What is the symbol of the Neptune's Revenge?
Sure. It's going to be a... What? Yeah, well,
Trident.
Obviously. It's going to be a ship with a trident kind of running through it.
Piercing through it?
Yep.
Okay.
Hot.
Then she's wearing a black leather bustier, a leather choker, and a black pair of black form-fitting pants with knee-high leather boots. She has a cutlass that is actually fastened on the small of her back so she can pull it quickly, like a quick draw cutlass. And you notice that there are two small throwing daggers that are tucked just into the tops of the boots that she can kind of reach to and quickly.
I think the trigger for me in that is seeing how armed she is. I want to clock everybody in this room.
Sure.
And I want to see who's armed, who's not armed. Is there indication of magic? What everybody... If people brought weapons to this dinner, what does this look like?
So if you want to hide weapons or something you want to not let be revealed, go ahead and make a stealth or sleight of hand. I'll give you the option of that.
Thank you.
You won't notice that I'm hiding any weapons, but you will see my demeanor change when Zuri walks into the room. I'm just
Like interested?
Can I insight check
Yes.
this?
Yeah, I would also like to
Absolutely.
insight check that.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have, I'm not.
It's not. It's not even unobvious. Like I'm like, I literally asked, "Is she gonna join us for dinner?" I'm like, it's very obvious.
That's
like,
fair, that's
this
fair,
is
that's
it for
fair.
me.
Yeah,
And then you
you're
said
gonna
leather
be
boosty,
here,
and I was like, forget it.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 16 to hide to not be obvious that I'm
23.
very much armed.
Okay. So you have a 23?
I don't think Talia's hiding her stuff. I think she's got her longsword but sheathed, and then she's got her lyre like wrapped around the back. But she kind of walks with a demeanor of like, square up, I fucking dare you.
Oh shit.
Hoping to catch some hands or
So-
tentacles.
Hopper-
And Neris, what was yours?
16.
16.
Yep. So is there anything you want to tell him what he would see?
I rolled a 23.
Yeah, so I think Neris is also in like black knee-high leather boots, black leather pants, sort of corset like bustier thing
Okay.
with a top underneath, and she has a cloak sort of around her shoulders
Okay.
that connects with like a skull in the middle. And
Oh.
then yeah, if you're paying quite close attention, you would see there's a couple sheaths for daggers
Okay.
by her ribs, and then there's a couple sheaths in the cloak where 2 short swords
Like there's
on her
slits
back.
cut in the cloak that stick out.
where she could.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Ooh,
Captain
one thing you
Zuri.
would clock though, I think,
Yeah.
when the meat gets put on the table, Talia like reaches a hand out, and then her like fingers extend to like almost like talon like claws, and she like takes a slice of meat
So,
and like brings it over.
As you go to
her
do
plate.
that, Braun is going to slap the top of your hand like a mother to a child, and he says, "You wait your turn. I'll serve you."
Can I grab his wrist?
Yeah, if you want to, we'll do opposed. That's fine.
Oh no, Cookie's my
All right, where
favorite.
did
I
this
love
fucking
Cookie.
Oh, there it is.
I love how intense it's already getting.
Cast Hunter's Mark on Braun.
Anybody else?
Not yet.
Cast Hunter's Mark on the cook.
Be nice to Cookie.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's just
Obviously,
that
my
I'm not-
scimitar. It's just hanging there.
Okay.
It's magical. It's amazing.
Okay.
It goes with my outfit.
Also have a magical
All right.
scimitar.
Nice.
What is
You said
your?
opposed strength?
We're gonna do opposed athletics.
As opposed athletics.
Yep.
Athletics. Okay, I have a +0 to athletics, but I rolled an 18.
Ooh, nice.
He rolled an 18 and has a +2.
I'm gonna roll a.
Pop, 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 pop.
I'm gonna roll stealth to get like just kind of slip from view because I'm about to have to protect my chef boy, RD. If
Okay.
there's like somewhere I can be like
Nice, nice,
prepping
nice.
myself.
Sure,
if that
you
makes
can
sense.
you can make a stealth check to kind of slide into a position.
Yeah, it's kind of like a getting ready. That's a 20 or a 20, so
Okay.
30-20.
You can slide anywhere around the
And
cabin.
I've kind of like gotten my scimitar like prepped. Like you're not gonna hurt Cook.
Oh.
You're not gonna hurt Chef.
Okay.
That's my dude.
Okay.
He makes my favorite things.
Is there anything replying, Talia? Is there like a respect? Is it like you're gonna fight for the meat, or?
I think honestly, if anything, I'm not trying to pop off in this moment, but I was trying to like grab his wrists and like, you're not gonna fucking smack me like a child. But I think when we didn't succeed that, it's like her hand is still out in that claw, and I do have an effect, a feature. And you can let me know how this would work. Let me see.
We're all
There
gonna
it is.
kill each
Okay.
other.
I have something
I live on
called
this boat. Don't
Death
worry, Cook.
Glare.
Okay.
Love it.
As an action, target one creature you can see within 30 feet. If the creature can see you, you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against magic or become frightened for 1 minute. Or I could just roll a straight up intimidation check of like the claws receding, but she's just got that resting bitch face of like,
I love this.
I'm behaving because this is dinner, but
Yeah.
you like do not do that shit again.
Okay.
We're in the middle of the ocean, and now it's not a great sign.
We are in the middle of
The implication.
Are you gonna go with the intimidation, or do you want to use? Do you want him to try to beat the DC that you have for your
Tattoo's perfect.
mommy glare?
I'll
one?
pop off. I'll
Yeah.
pop off with Death Glare and see if he gets scared.
All right.
It's not a lethal thing.
What is the DC he has to beat?
The DC is, I believe, 13. frightened. Must succeed a wisdom saving throw against magic. So it'd be my spell save DC. Spell save. Actually, my spell save is 14.
Okay. So he had a 13.
Cookie!
So he's going to, like, kind of jaunts back a bit and just extends the meat into your hand and says, here, by all means, take it.
And she'll just
puts
take
it back.
the meat that she was originally grabbing and, like, do that, like, don't fucking
Is it
try
raw?
me, bitch, and puts it on her
It's
plate.
cooked.
Oh, the meat is cooked.
It's
okay.
all been prepared.
It's cooked.
Yeah. And he and Zuri are going to start, like,
I didn't know if it was like a hibachi situation.
No.
where he was like...
They're bringing the prepared meal.
Okay, cool.
Perfect, yeah.
It's rabbit
So he's
too.
going to, like, move quickly, not, like,
It's fucked up.
completely obvious, but
It's probably fish.
only to you, Talia. Like, he knows, like, I'm backing away from this. I don't want no part of this.
Yeah, and he's
And he-
giving me a very specific wide berth
Yes,
right now.
exactly. And then he's going to start distributing the meals and serving everyone.
Cool.
I'm gonna look at, or like, I'm gonna whisper from the shadows to the captain in Thieves' Can't, like, this is who you want to dine with?
Ooh.
Threatening our cook?
Yeah, well. Do you want to try to roll your perception to pick up on that whispered thieves' cant there?
I'm also hiding, I don't know if that makes any
Captain's like,
difference.
she scares me and I like that.
Perception?
Yeah.
21 perception.
I rolled a 20 stealth originally. Do you want me to roll anything else?
No, I think her perception's going to beat the stealth.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to pick up on it.
I'm throwing shade.
I think, yeah, I think Neris doesn't really say anything. She will just look to where you are in the room and kind of cock an eyebrow, and then look to the captain, and then just take a drink and like, this isn't my fight.
Sensing the
I
tension.
did in fact hear you.
Sensing the tension in the room, and normally quiet Hopper is just gonna go, ha! Oh, sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. Captain, I noticed you had a help wanted sign on your desk. You're gearing up for something crazy?
I'm looking to pick up a large shipment of cargo and things that needs to go from Megan's Landing to the continent of Jokul. Yeah.
So you'll be in Megan's Landing for a bit then?
For a couple days before heading out, yeah.
And Carrick, what's your role on this ship?
I don't know if you can see me, I'm hiding.
I got a 21 passive
Oh,
perception.
yeah. As I'm exposed, I'm gonna walk out of the shadow I was skulking in and like...
As you do, there's going to be a very set. Anybody with a passive of, I would say, 16 or higher would be able to see a very sultry, subtle kind of brush with Zuri past Carrick.
Oh.
I will be like strutting and obviously like upset, a little bit angry that this whole situation's happening, especially with Cookie. And I'm gonna walk up and I'm just going to be taking my whole sheath and scimitar and like I'll walk up to the table where I'm gonna sit and just put my weapon on the table, threateningly.
I
What was your question? I'm sorry.
What's your role on this ship?
She's a personal advisor of mine.
I'm a personal advisor of the captain.
Oh,
She helps me acquire
What he
things that I
said.
need.
oh, so you would say if I don't know, we were looking for something, Carrick could point us in the right direction.
Potentially, yes.
Good to know.
Listen-
You looking for work?
I have plenty of work here, but at the captain's behest, I may be allowed to assist as long as it doesn't interfere with my current duties, which are extremely priority to me.
Listen, I do believe we may have all gotten off onto maybe the wrong foot here. I just wanted to have very good conversation, a fine meal with folk. I don't really get that too often on the seas. I hope you all can understand that. There is no offense and or problems here. Let's all just enjoy the meal, fine drink, and good conversation. Can we agree?
For you, Captain, anything.
I agree. Ladies?
I've been having a grand old time.
As have I.
Very well. So, anything you guys wish to question me about?
How long you been a captain?
Good question, is what he'll say. For near 4 years now. I actually started on board this ship as a deckhand 10 years ago to help provide for my village. And I've worked my way up to captain, that's what I'll say. Unfortunately, the way I acquired this captainship, if you will say, is that the previous captain, he gets a little emotional, whose name was Captain Jonathan Ravensburg. He was very famous for navigating this ship.
Have we heard of this Ravensburg?
You can all make a history check if you'd like to see. You're looking at 15 or better.
So it says I have advantage on history checks?
Sure.
I got a
I was
dirty
here for that
20.
4 years ago.
You're
when I've been here.
17.
17.
Maybe I was hired by this captain.
17.
Good.
I'm sure I would have at least heard of him. I may not know much about him.
So, all of you are going to be able to know that Captain Jonathan Ravensburg was the only captain to navigate a fleet of 20 ships through a massive storm near the Scaled Islands. He was ironically lost to the frozen seas near Jokul one night when the ship was nearly overturned in rough seas, which is why the opening became available for captain.
So Captain Ravensburger... Nope.
No, Ravensburg.
Captain Ravensburg.
That's something else.
That's something totally different.
Yeah, sure is.
That's what Talia eats. Ravensburgers.
The Morrigan.
He was not captaining this ship when
Yes.
he went vanished.
Yes, this is the ship that he was captaining. Correct.
But the ship didn't go missing?
No, the ship it's almost overturned. He
The
was
ship-
tossed overboard.
Oh,
Almost
he was
captain.
got it.
In the frozen seas of Jokul,
Got it.
which is
But no body, right?
That's correct. I see the thinking cap thinking.
Hey, no body, no death.
How far is that
Listen,
from
I'll
where-
forewarn you. Be careful about GM or DM brain overthinking things.
Right.
That's just me, period. I've
Okay.
been like that with
Stupid
shit.
Yeah.
characters.
Shit.
Um,
forever.
Running game just makes it worse.
No body. Tossed overboard.
In the frozen seas of Jokul.
Were all 20 ships his fleet?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that fleet still intact, Captain Beckett?
They've been parted out, is what he'll say.
Mm.
I've had to... When he took over as captain, some of the other ships didn't agree with the decision, essentially. So they kind of went their own separate ways and kind of developed
Snuck
their
up
own...
with the ship in the middle of the night.
Sure,
I'll
sure.
interject that half of the ships that were involved never gave up hope that he wasn't gone. He was actually gone and are still out there looking.
Looking for
The captain for Ravensburg.
Ravensburger, yeah.
Ravensburgers.
Just kidding.
So
Somewhere in this
that
world there's a
created a rift.
franchise called Ravensburger.
So for you ladies who are definitely new to ye old table here, Jokul was basically my frozen Norse continent where there's frost giants and kind of Viking mythology, if you will. That's that kind of continent.
And how far away are we from Jokul? Zokul?
Jokul is north
Okay.
of Stygian. Look on the map behind me.
That's what I was trying to do. but the labels are very small.
I know.
That's where my love is from.
So it's like here. And
Okay.
you're like over here.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that loss, Captain Beckett, but it seems fortuitous for you.
Bittersweet.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Carrick.
Slinks back into the shadows. I just step out
Yeah, I
the
think
quilt.
also putting together some of like the potential weirdness of like this man went missing, but the ship didn't go missing. Neris will say truthfully, like I sailed with your previous captain decades ago. It was a tragedy to hear of his death.
You're gonna see that he like uncrosses his legs. He's gonna like sit up in his chair and he leans forward. And he says, "You asked the cause of his death?"
No, I said it's tragic to like hear. It was tragic.
Oh.
To hear.
She sailed with him, and it's tragic.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You had the privilege of sailing with the good captain, Ravensburg, have you?
Yes.
Oh, what can you tell me about him? And your experiences with him as captain?
If I have actually, because Neris is like 400 years old, what would I know about this man?
You know that he yeah, perfect. He was a very fair captain, much like what you've so far experienced with Tarian. But he was very stubborn, which was some of his downfall. So like when his crew or other captains aboard the other ships would say, yeah, we shouldn't do that, he would basically like, the hell's with that, we're doing it. Essentially.
Right.
So yeah, you probably would believe that was his downfall and why he got tossed overboard.
Yeah, so I think she would reply, well, he was fair, but stubborn. And I would be lying if I said that I thought that didn't have something to do with his end, but all seemed a bit odd. Captain of that much renown drowning in the ice sea.
We spent some time looking for him, but he never surfaced. At least his body didn't.
I'm gonna insight check the captain.
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
I would also like to check the
Sure.
six.
Actually, I
No, that's
one as well.
That's a natural 20.
I also got a natural 20.
Nice. The person that knows the captain got a 6.
He literally
I-
That is a total
Fine.
of 26.
26. What's your total? Not 20 total. What?
For insight,
Yeah.
23.
Good. Okay. He's telling the truth. He's very honest.
Cool.
That he really did spend the time doing it, for sure. I would say that when this whole conversation gets brought up, you guys have traveled, and you, Neris, have been around long enough to know there's been some speculations and rumors that obviously this was an inside job. Someone on the crew may have caused this to happen, another ship may have happened, or caused it to happen, something like that. But he genuinely is telling the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Fair, yeah. I was just gonna say, like, on that natural 20, any of the other people that are, like, in the room that work on this ship, do they have a reaction to this?
Ooh.
No, Zuri
Protect-
is...
Okay.
Zuri is going to basically just... You're going to notice Zuri when you start looking around for the insight. She just keeps casually glancing back towards Carrick occasionally. And Braun is just avoiding Talia.
Listen, that makes sense. That woman brought her out on Tom. Was not ready.
Like Braun
It
and
was a little
Polly,
weird for everybody.
Braun and Carrick and Zuri are all like, we've heard this story a million times. You know, like we could finish the captain's
Right.
sentence kind of thing. So we're just kind of like
Cool.
making our own
Cool.
eyes at each other and like whatever.
I think Copper's just like,
Yeah. Just annoyed.
That's chicken
Russian.
broth, by the way.
vegetable stew is delicious there, Braun.
That's chicken broth you're eating.
Rabbit
Vegans,
stew.
am I right?
So the meal that's been prepared is some sort of like glazed meat, probably ham or some sort of beef or something they had. There is going to be plenty of vegetables for the vegetarian or vegetarians. It is, again, spiced just right to just tantillate the taste buds. Like, it's like really good. And I'd say somewhere between halfway during the meal, there's going to be a knock at the door in which the captain's going to announce to come in. Everyone will look to see that it's salty, kind of comes in. He says, excuse me, sorry to interrupt, but might I have a word with you, Captain?
Insight check.
Sure.
That's a 4 from me. I have no interest in this cat that woke
Tim
me
and, I
up.
also,
11.
Tim and I also got a 4 for 7 total.
11.
11?
Not great. It was a 5 plus 6.
Okay. What was your insight roll, Neris?
7.
And you had
Strong
11?
7.
Yeah.
A solid 7.
But my
As you
passive
can see,
insight, I'm
I'm
kidding.
pleased with myself.
Okay, so you definitely are going to be able to tell that there's a little urgency in his walk. I'll give you that. I mean, you can see that there's something in his walk. So he's going to approach the captain as the captain tells him to approach. He kind of leans over, kind of turns like sideways. Their heads are kind of like passing, and he's going to begin to whisper something to the captain.
Cool.
You can all make perception checks.
I can read lips.
It's like
His head's going the other direction.
I can't like lean back and try to if his head is kind of blocking it. I can't like lean back and in my chair and try to. Cool. All right.
12.
Well, I also got a 12.
My perception's an 8.
Come on, beautiful.
No. I want to hear what everybody says first.
So we have 8 and 12. 12.
21.
Okay, well you definitely will hear it. What you're going to hear, Hopper, is... I gotta read this real quick.
I got big rabbit ears.
Salty is going to... You're going to hear Salty say something about an invisible disturbance. And then you're going to hear and be able to see the captain's lips as he kind of leans back and says, just keep your wits about you. These disturbances are unexplained, as I cannot find any vermin or other cause.
Invisible disturbance on the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is something that happens.
Yeah, and then Salty's going to go ahead and take his leave after the captain kind of pats him on the shoulder a little bit, and he'll go ahead. My apologies is what I'll say. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. Anything we can help with?
Oh.
I'll be more than happy to volunteer my services if there's anything I can do on this ship.
Oh, you are guests aboard my ship. It's okay. Things are under control. Things are at hand. Everything is fine.
Insight check.
Sure.
I don't trust this guy. What's 18 plus 6? 24.
Yeah.
Is that right? Did I do that math right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anybody else wanting the insight check?
I mean, I will for the hell of it, but I'm not sure.
Sure. I literally could not be interested in this man.
I didn't.
You're doing everything at disadvantage.
Literally ignoring on purpose. Like, I know what he said, but I don't give a fuck.
What did you get?
Like a 15.
Okay. The insight vibe, you had a...
24?
Yeah, you're going to know that...
18 plus 6.
He's just trying to sugarcoat everything. He's trying to gloss over it, get everyone's mind off what you may suspect or whatever it is you're leading into.
Captain, this
Braun, you've done such a marvelous job on the meal. I cannot thank you. Aye, Captain, thank you very much, is what I say. You were saying?
These are tight quarters, Captain.
These are fairly spacious
And
quarters,
if we
actually.
are guests, I can sense there's a little bit of tension in this room. Ladies, I'm not sure if you have caught on as well. I, for one, would love to survive this journey.
Is that a question?
It may be, Captain.
The facade kind of changes as he gets a little bit more serious and less kind of charismatic, and he says, well, if you must know, there has been some things that have been moved or disappeared among various places in the ship, and we cannot find what is doing it or whom is doing it. That's what he says.
What kind of things?
Small little trinkets or baubles. There has been some correspondence that have went missing on my desk. There has been a few other personal items from some of my crew that have went missing. Nothing major yet.
What kind of correspondence?
There's a few correspondences from some of my associates in Megan's Landing.
Insight check.
You'll see a raised alarm in my eyes or my purview. That's important. That's privileged information. That's part of my work. What? Why didn't you tell me, Captain?
23
betrayal.
On the insight check. On the how serious is it that this correspondence has been going missing?
It's not dire.
Okay.
It's
anything dire about what's been missing?
No.
Okay.
What am I
But
picking up?
it is becoming a little bit more frequent.
Okay.
And it's becoming, he wants to kind of nip it in the bud, essentially. Gotta get
What am I
that.
picking up off of Zuri? Is she surprised by this information, or is she experienced it? Because my focus would be on her, obviously.
Okay, so Zuri is going to come behind you, very close and tight, And she's going to like reach forward and grab a bottle of wine that's open. She's going to like see that your glass is empty, and she's going to begin to pour it. And as she does, she kind of whispers into your ear. And she says to you, things have definitely went missing. We fear there could be an insider trying to get information on the captain.
I'm gonna look at Talia and Neris. Well, frankly, I don't know anybody here from hide nor hair, but
Interesting.
Talia, Neris, because I'm a rabbit.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't jump to conclusions.
He's gonna rub his ears for a second. Self-soothe. Talia and Neris, have any of your items gone missing while on this ship?
Have they? Have they?
You can go ahead and give me a investigation. Check all the things on your persons first of all, and then you can.
That's a 6.
Okay. 6 is like, no, I still got all my stuff.
18.
How much is on me?
18.
Yep.
So there would be a little trinket or bauble you think you may have misplaced somewhere, and now that this is all coming to light, it does make sense that something or someone or whatever may have pilfered it.
Did I hear the invisible thing, or has that not been said?
That's not been said, I don't think.
Okay.
Captain, has anybody laid witness to things walking off or like being there and then just magically being gone? Or is it like they come back and it's just missing? So
no, it's just gone. Yes. It's as you just said, they step out of their quarters or they go somewhere else, the privy, to use and relieve themselves. And when they return, they can't find something that they've lost.
Did this start recently, within this voyage, or before?
Yes, it has actually. During this particular voyage, I haven't had any issues before now.
Could be someone that came aboard.
I all of you suspiciously.
What are you implying?
I'm not implying anyone in this room, but there's other people outside of us.
Are there other people outside of us?
There's another room across the hall from us, right?
There's a couple other people in that room.
Oh,
They're basically just like travelers, simple travelers. As a matter of fact, I'd say you guys would have had enough time to know that they're just a newlywed husband and wife that are trying to go from where you guys are picked up back home to Stygian.
Got it.
They don't really leave their quarters.
Stowaway.
Could we have picked up a hangers-on at the last port?
Like supernatural hangers-on?
I've had Salty and Zuri kind of scour the ship for anyone who may have stowed away, and so far there has been no leads that have turned up.
And no
You're
hoard?
gonna look to Zuri and she'd be like,
no hoard either? Like the stuff that's been missing is just gone.
What kind of trinkets and baubles? Specific.
Well, the correspondence that I had that I cannot find is the major one. Mostly things like coin or personal items of the crew, maybe a ring or a letter from a loved one.
Are they things of personal value?
Most of them,
Sentimental?
yes. Most of them, yes.
When she says that, I would love, with my training, I would love to... Have I heard of any supernatural creatures that are known for hoarding items? Is this something that...
That's also where I was going.
Like something has like latched itself onto the ship that...
Sure.
History, I'm assuming.
I want to specifically be thinking about like any fake creatures that I might be aware of.
I would go with nature.
Oh, nature?
Yeah.
Then even worse.
Is it nature for me as well?
I'm gonna go with nature, yes.
7.
Okay.
No.
Oh, 17.
Sure. Where the fuck is my nature?
17 is good.
Oh, there it is. It's
I'm outside.
15.
Go fuck yourself, nature.
15 is close, but not quite the mark. 17,
Mm.
Neris, you're going to think about small little messengers that sometimes people use, like imps or methods or things like that that are very slippery and sneaky. That
Potentially invisible.
That could
sure.
be, yep. But you, Neris, are the only one that knows that. I would say that, Talia, you kind of you're on the right track, but you really couldn't place at that moment unless...
I'm like thinking of several fake creatures and I can't.
Yeah,
peg it as
running
like
through your
one
list
specific.
Sure.
of fake
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, I think Neris would turn to the other. Have you been anywhere with imps, methods around? Or one could help more by chance?
The last place I was the continent of Alteratus, and I don't think that they have those kind of things where I was in port, is what I'll say.
Is there anything in this particular room that we are in that is giving off a sinister vibe? Like, is giving off...
Aside from me?
Aside from you. Yep.
The two of us.
Aside from the hag and the zombie that are in the room with us.
Dead girl.
Aside from those fucks,
Right.
is there anything in this space that is giving off, like, the globe that we saw on the shelf? Is there something, like... I guess I'm trying to, like, insight the room. Like, any evil intent.
There's really nothing that would be, like, part of his little collection on the bookcase. Of his
Okay.
It all looks fairly standard. Nothing looks like it would jump out. Nothing looks like, oh, there's the voodoo box. Or no, nothing like that.
Carrick, has anything
label
been
maker.
gone missing from you?
I don't keep a lot on me. I'm more of a nomad when I'm on shore. What I keep on my person is all I have, so... Not that I'm aware of.
Did you guys check yourselves?
I did not. What do we need to roll?
You can use an investigation.
God, I roll like shit. 10.
I got a nat 20!
Ooh!
So 23 total.
18.
I got a 10 for me.
No, you got all your stuff. The 10. I would say that there would be some sort of personal item that when you start checking yourself on your persons,
Yeah, we'll
that
say
you would have.
my...
Let's say you would have had it the day before, but now that you check, it's not there, and you can pick what you want.
let's say it's, his field notes.
Sure.
His
they're,
field notes are
Whoa.
missing.
they're gone.
Whoa.
They're not there.
Whoa.
And you
That's
rolled
a
a
big
20.
It's a big one. Oh, yeah.
Nat 20, total 23.
I would say you begin to check your things, and there's one tiny little sentimental or tiny little bauble that you go to check for that you know you had yesterday or a couple days before, and it is no longer there either.
Yeah, I think Neris
I think
is
she-
like a... Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, I think she like reaches into a single pocket. There is like a look that crosses her face, and like whatever calm, cool, collected pleasantry was there has now turned like very.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're saying the way that you've acted now, currently, is pleasant?
Has been calm, cool, and collected.
Cool,
Yes.
cool. I'd hate to see you pissed off.
Great.
This is her behaving and being.
Love it.
Yeah, it's like, I just tried to use my own utensils. I don't know why y'all are freaking out.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody's freaking the fuck out.
Zuri, what about you? Have you had anything missing?
You will see her give a subtle nod. She really doesn't want to like talk in front of everybody per se. She says, there has been an item of mine that's went missing, yes, but I've been unable to find it, and I've tried to find it desperately, is what she says.
I feel like this is like an us item.
You can pick up on the underlying tone that she's going to say that the personal letter that you had wrote to her has went missing, that she kind of clutches and keeps on her persons.
I mean, I understand why they want to read that, because you know.
It is filthy.
Steamy, but yikes, my reputation. That's what I'm thinking internally.
How long do we have until we hit shore?
Next morning you should be in port.
Well, ladies, I don't know if you all are up for a little bit of adventure, especially if we are, potentially seeking the same thing. This might be a chance to see how we all work together.
Sure, it won't hurt to check.
I would love to work with a bounty hunter like yourself there, Neris. See you in action.
Likewise.
Talia, what do you think?
I'm getting my things back regardless, but your help and your keen eyes are welcome.
So, Talia, can you tell us what the item that has been taken might be? Just for the viewers and myself.
And myself. It is a dried preserved finger on a necklace string.
What finger is it?
Mind your business.
It's hard
Your
to tell
pussy
when it's
finger.
detached.
Not the
Welcome,
pussy
guys. Welcome.
Gotcha. Welcome
petting
to Crit Eating
cats.
Grin. Yes, exactly. Okay. So,
Just love me, please.
what are you all gonna do next?
Carrick, you might know the ins and the outs of this ship, and we don't want to tip anybody off. Would you mind?
Oh, I already have a plan, and I whip out a scroll. And I start drawing out my plan. My plan
like
is
her.
that we take,
Let's do it.
at the captain's behest, we find an item that could be appealing, or a few piled items, or even, cast a spell that looks like an item. Set it in the middle of the ship. I hide in the dark, wait for something to start taking stuff, then I follow it. That's my plan. What y'all got?
Well, I think
I can assist with that. I'm quite good at tracking.
I think certainly if we can find where these items have been stowed, that might be our first. If we see where this creature or thing might be making its hidey hole, its burrow, if you will.
I have a feeling that they've been...
How many rapid puns are you gonna do?
Let's not jump to conclusions.
So
Oh boy.
he's just
I'm
getting
sure-
thwarted.
I'm sure that
It's a real thumper, that one.
my crew has made a valiant effort of looking and searching the obvious places, like the hidey holes and the under deck storage part that I know the name of because I work on a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the
The
problem.
quarters.
You guys are looking in the most typical places. Maybe we should be looking in atypical places. I don't know. I don't spend much time aboard ships. In fact, they make me quite sick. But, ladies, where to start?
We could start with asking Salty where the last thing was taken from. Seems like he had some most recent things, and it's the middle of the evening, like we're right in the middle of the day, so that was pretty bold.
I had a friend once who had a spell that allowed her to find objects at a certain distance. Does anybody have that one prepared, or do they know it?
Not the kind of magic I cast, unfortunately.
I'm able, but not at the moment. I'd have to prepare.
We don't have time to, we gotta figure this out by morning, because if this creature disembarks with all these items, we don't get, I'll be honest, they took my notes, and it had some details about what I've been tracking. I would like it back, if I could find it.
I think we go with Carrick's plan. Lay a trap and see where it takes us.
Okay.
Captain, when these things are misplaced, stolen, obfuscated, whatever you like to call it, does it happen, do people leave rooms and come back and they're missing? Or is it taken from their person?
Column A, column B.
Both.
A lot of times they'll leave the room and something will be missing. And then sometimes they'll wake up and something that may have been on their persons or whatever has been taken. As you can see.
Is there a location that seems to be a hot spot for these activities?
Mostly like crew quarters is where it would be.
How would you feel about...
Things have been taken from your office as well, though, right?
Yes, that desk right over there. That's what he's going to say.
How would you feel about someone feigning sleep adorned with stealable stuff?
Oh.
Attractive things, and we all could be feigning sleep and keeping our eye out.
I think that's a good idea. I can certainly. Are we thinking about doing this on deck, in quarters? On deck probably is the most exposed. I would assume. Captain, do you mind if I look over your desk to see if I can find any traces of maybe break-ins?
Sure.
Or where was the item stolen from specifically?
He stands and he's going to take you over and let you kind of show you.
Neris, you said you were good at tracking, right? You want to help me with
Yes.
this? I could use a set of elven eyes over here.
I think, yeah, she'll note that you said that and sort of nod knowingly, of course. So,
You both are led over
will
to
that
the
check
desk.
that be?
You can see that the desk is scattered. Like I said, it's not organized. He's very disheveled and things.
Any particular drawers that this item was stolen out of?
No, he
Was it
tells
just
they
on
were
top of
laying
the
right
desk?
on top of the desk.
Do you want to do this together? Do you want to take... I'm more than happy to assist you. And
It's an investigation, right? So I have a +3 to investigation.
I am also a +3.
Okay, so we can each take a shot at it, or one of us could assist the other. I'm
Well,
totally fine
it
with
says I have advantage on investigation already? Oh, but it's only to recall information about Fey Fiends or undead. So yeah, let's both take a shot at it.
Alright.
I'll give a bardic
Ooh.
over to Neris.
The fuck?
I'm
Alright!
the one making the check.
Alright, I'm also making the check! It's fine.
What's your bar?
Are you not helping her?
It's fine, I will...
No, we're both making it. What's
I
your
will,
bardic,
it's fine.
Mother?
It's fine, give her the
Yeah.
bardic, I don't fucking need
A
it.
D8?
I
like
only
the
have
idea.
4, babe. You're gonna need them later.
Oh yeah. You're good.
Yeah,
Use
what'd you
it.
get, Neris, with your bardic inspiration?
God.
20, not nat.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I got a natural 20 plus 3. So 23.
It's nice.
Then the both of you are going to work together,
Yeah, we do.
and you're going to see that there's tiny little footprints that look like they've fallen into like an nearby ink well. Like it may have something may have like dabbled its foot accidentally into the inkwell and left a little trace of and they look very tiny and devilish.
Neris, you see that?
I do.
This will confirm your imp.
Look,
Yep.
look, does it look familiar?
Looks to be an imp. An imp,
An imp.
as I said before.
I immediately look around the room and see if I can get the sense that there's anything invisible inside of this space.
I think
Do you have the ability to see invisibility?
I have a really high perception. I do not have the ability to see.
I was gonna say,
Color spray the whole
you
room.
see wall and ceiling like they're. If it's invisible, you're not seeing anything here.
Get your net.
Interesting.
I almost
Do you
took a
point
cloak
out-
that would let me see invisibility.
Do you point out like
Oh,
the spots
this
and
one's-
tracking?
So-
Oh yeah, I think
So
we're
Neris-
probably talking about this out loud, right, Neris?
Oh yeah, totally. There's no
Okay.
reason to hide it.
So what are we going to? What are we doing next?
Captain, what did you do you vet these passengers that come on this ship?
Coin is what he'll say. I try to do my best, but sometimes coin makes me look the other way, is what he'll say. It's one of my flaws, and he kind of looks down.
Oh, Captain, you don't have any
Wait,
flaws.
something I'm working on.
Wow, thirst trap.
What? He happens to be a very fine, upstanding captain. I don't understand why me saying he's got no flaws indicates
Who you trying to convince?
that I might be interested or not interested in said captain.
Who you trying to convince?
You're
Myself.
my favorite, Hopper.
You're my favorite too.
What about this married couple that's staying the other? Did they?
You're more than
Have they
welcome to talk with
left
them.
the room in the last 3 days?
You all would have seen them in passing, but they're newlyweds, so
They've got their own room, or are we
Yeah.
all bunking together?
it's right across the hall.
Okay. Like we're sharing a room.
They're in there.
I just wanted to make sure that they
We've been
were
hearing them every-
celebrating their
Everyone else is in
nuptials
the
behind
other
closed
room
doors,
because of
Right.
or if it was like a hostile situation.
No.
where, like covering our
No.
ears.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be joining. What?
Okay.
Sneak right on in there, roguelike. Should we go ask them what's going on, or just see if they've got anything stolen, or a hoard of treasure in the corner, or an imp in their room?
Where did the footprints go?
You see like
on the desk.
Yeah.
So there's an inkwell, and
Yeah.
let's say like the right side of the desk. Like if you were sitting behind it, it'd be and facing the desk, it'd be on the right side. There's like 3 little footprints before the ink dries, and it looks like it goes towards the center of the desk where random papers and things are kind of like haphazardly placed there.
And Zuri, you mentioned that they might be trying to gather information on the captain.
She's gonna say, "It is my humble opinion that yes, for some reason."
And the other stuff is just collateral.
Possibly.
Are there any like little mouse hole, hidey hole, weird slidey bit things around where someone could like sneak in and out of this office?
Yeah, there are a few little crevices or spots in like the flooring or the walls that potentially a very tiny creature could slip through.
Do we have any new recruits recently that you picked up? I know you're short-handed a little.
The crew is pretty much all faithful to him. Everyone who's been here, you would know them all by name and reputation. Nothing new there.
All right, somebody come with me, and I'm gonna go talk to these married couple.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
I'm gonna knock whether they're fucking or not.
I'm just gonna stand there and stare with open eyes.
Yeah.
Make it weird.
Do you blink? That's the first question.
It's an uncomfortable.
Or are they just like dry sockets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crunch like SpongeBob. Dry ass SpongeBob.
I think she blinks when she
SpongeBob.
remembers too.
I would love to, before we leave this room, the information that I'm trying to recall is if it is natural behavior for an imp to steal things on its own, or if it's being directed. Like, is this a pattern of behavior that matches what imps do naturally, or is this something that it's being given commands?
I got you. Go ahead and give me...
I would also like to check.
Could I also roll that
History?
since I figured out it was an imp?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me... give me a history or a nature, your choice.
They're both. Plus 0.
It's which is also +1. 9.
15.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 and 15 know that these are typically creatures like... would be more like a servant or a minion, so they are given direction or order.
So we may not necessarily be looking for the imp itself. We might be looking for somebody, a captain, if you will.
As I'm buckling my belt back on with my scimitar, I'm like, that's why I'm gonna go talk to these guys. Come on, y'all.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
Who's talking to the married couple?
I'm definitely gonna at least go in there.
I was going for backup.
Okay.
Talia, how about we go on a stroll about the ship? Just, as two people becoming acquainted
New
with
business
each other.
partners.
Aye.
Okay. Well, let's start.
Fair enough. Let's go.
Let's start with Carrick and Neris, as you guys will make your way back to the back half of the ship, where you're gonna see the door across from your quarters. Who has the highest passive perception between the two of you?
15.
I believe mine is a 16. Yes, it is.
16. So as you, Carrick, begin to knock on the door, Neris, you're gonna hear...
And I think, Neris would just, set a hand on your shoulder.
Now, you're hearing it come from your quarters, not the door in front of you.
Oh. Okay, how... Is this a shadowed space? Is there stuff like little pockets of darkness that we could slip into, or is it
your quarters
fairly well lit?
No, your quarters are fairly shadowy.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell me in thieves moves?
Yeah, I think I will tell you in sort of a hand gesture.
They call that sign language.
Can we do?
Stop.
However, yeah.
Clunking like a chicken.
Okay.
What?
Literally.
Yeah.
So you guys silently have your conversation with these can't language.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna push the door open quietly. and maybe we can stealthily see something going on.
Sure.
Yeah, I think as you do that, like, I think Nair's probably left her bow outside the captain's office because it is, like, a long bow.
Ooh,
So
nice.
she does have that now, and
Okay.
so she'll sort of ready herself to
Beautiful.
or slice the pie.
I'm going to definitely, like...
Stealth in there.
Yeah, like...
Okay. If you guys want to go ahead and make stealth checks,
I have a magnifying glass.
you need it.
I'm a detective.
Ooh.
Detective.
23.
I got a natural 20 for a 29.
The two of you,
Nice.
like ships in the night, quietly slip into the room.
I know every creak and, like, sound of the ship. I sneak around all the time, so I'm just, like... I know exactly where the door will make a noise, and I just open it
Nice.
just to the very limit of that noise. And I want to peer in and see can I now hear the scuffling and excitement of this imp?
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I will
I don't have dark vision.
transition over to our little map there.
You have dark vision? What a fucking freak.
Nice.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna move you
Zooming
guys.
in like enhance.
Enhance.
This is just a black blob.
The bed is-
You. And you.
Don't break it.
Oh, yeah, I'm on
We're
the other
in
side
the
of
quarters,
boat, aren't
correct?
We're outside the quarters in the hallway, like peering in the door.
Let's pop you guys right here.
I gotta move girly pop out of the
I'm gonna
captain's
ready a
office.
dagger throw to throw right at the sound.
I'm readying an arrow. to
When the
shoot.
door has opened up and you all have kind of peeked in, what you are going to see, let me see if I can show you.
We're doing the two heads on top of each other thing, right?
Two
Yeah,
creatures,
for sure.
1000%.
one of which is kind of ruffling through a foot locker or a locker that is
I broke it.
between the bunks. And there's another one on top of the bunk, and he's like peering over the top bunk, and he's like communicating in. Let's see if you guys speak it.
I was gonna say, do they speak in Infernal?
They do.
There are a pair of them.
There's two of them in there.
I
Are they like
speak
identical?
So what you hear in Infernal is you're going to hear quickly before they get here. You've got to find something. We need something. Is what you're going to hear. I'm doing what I can. Get down here and help. It'll go faster.
Do they look exactly alike?
I love them.
They're imps, yes. They
Like,
don't have any
exactly
identification.
But they're
not
small.
twins.
They're
Okay.
like
They're tiny, and you can both see them because they have made themselves visible. But they look like they're looking for something or anything. So I ask you.
Yeah, I think Neris would tap your shoulder and sort of gesture, like, I'll take the high one, you take the low.
And I will attempt to sneak attack with a thrown dagger.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll attempt to use Dread Ambusher and.
Jesus.
That's a 24 to hit.
These things are gonna explode.
It's
24
not
hits.
your
I'm gonna-
class.
I'm going to definitely be rolling, like, try to do non-lethal. I get it if you're like, no, he's murdered. I get that.
No,
but
that's fine.
Okay.
What'd you have, Naris?
I'm rolling my
Okay.
first attack.
Gotcha.
Well, that's a 17 plus something. So
It
that's
hits.
17 plus 8. So it's
Yeah.
a 25.
It hits with
It's
accuracy.
not so much.
Yeah.
So I do an extra D8 for Dread Ambusher. Oh lord, that's a 7. Okay, let's add the regular damage. Which is a D8 plus 5.
Jesus.
7, 8 plus 5 is 13. So that's 13 on the first attack. How does he look?
18 on mine. 18 damage.
These are really hardy. You've bloodied them.
Okay, cool. Heck yeah, boy, then I will shoot again.
Okay. You had the one on the top, correct?
I did.
She did.
So I
One on the
get,
bottom.
because the first round I get 3 attacks, like 2 normally and then 1 extra for Dread Ambusher.
Yep.
Gotcha. And how much damage you did? 18?
18.
Okay.
That's probably not gonna hit. That's a... Oh wait, no, maybe it will. 17?
That hits.
Okay, cool. So D8. These numbers are a little hard to read, pardon me. That's 10 more damage on that second arrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna
That-
hide again as my bonus action.
Yeah, third shot if he's still up.
He is, barely.
Ooh, that is a 26.
No, it hits.
Do I need to click up? There you go.
I rolled a 19 stealth to hide again for my
and
bonus
then-
action.
11 on that third and final arrow.
That will end it. And how do you want it to end its life?
Are we trying
I
to kill it?
think
I don't know.
There's 2.
Oh, that's right.
Or
Sorry.
do you want to incapacitate it? That's a good question.
Kill 1, keep 1.
yeah, we have one, so I think because she's using a longbow, I think she's not really gonna have as much of the dexterity to not just kill it. So I think she sort of tacks it down with the first couple, and then the final arrow is just through its eye.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
So when it finishes it off, you can see that the body slumps and then it just into like brimstone and ash. And there's a faint smell of sulfur in the air after it dies. At this point, it's time for an initiative. You guys got a little surprise attack. You can go ahead and throw your initiative and see who or what gets to go first.
Where did these really go?
What is my thing? I have something with dexterity.
+6 is your initiative.
I know, but there's something with dexterity. Does it add that in for me?
Yeah, it already does
What
it.
did I actually do with the d20?
I mean, I have like a bonus modifier.
I don't know where it is.
Fancy
Okay.
fucker.
You just rolled it, girl.
Oh, there it is. It was hiding. It was in a weird spot.
So that makes sense. Right? Yeah, 'cause my dex is +3. Wait, it's charisma.
Wait.
18 initiative.
I'm gonna look at this.
Carrick, what do you have?
You don't use advantage on your
Nope, yeah, 18. That's correct.
So it's actually +9 because it's your dex. Oh no, because you're not adding your proficiency. So yeah, that's right. +6 is right.
I got a 9.
9? Okay.
Worst rogue ever.
You definitely will sneak into the room. You had a 19, you said stealth?
Yeah.
So you are hidden. In the initiative order, it's going to be Neris, Neris, the imp, and then Carrick. So Neris, you're up again. As quickly this creature's like, whoa!
Then yeah, she's just 2 more
Sure, go right ahead.
arrows on the bow. That is a 19 plus 8. So
Definitely hits.
hopefully that hits. Is the thickest end in existence. And then a 20 on that. So I will say I'll roll damage for those 2 attacks, but
Sure.
the goal is to incapacitate,
Absolutely.
not murder.
Not slaughter.
Not
Multiplied 3, 4, 17 damage total from both attacks.
Okay. So the first one definitely kind of hurts it to drop it, injuring it, and the second one is going to like pin one of the wings as it tries to move to the wall. Or the chest. It was actually rifling. It tries to move, but it is definitely incapacitated. And because it's wounded, it doesn't seem like it can do anything else. It's more focused on the pain. It just goes at you as if it's like a cornered cat.
Yeah, I think she'll approach and say in Infernal. How do you?
It just kind of sits and hisses. It doesn't really say much.
Do we hear any of the kerfuffle?
You will. You're going to hear the door. You're going to hear as much commotion as you can hear that's stealthy or silently. You will hear something.
Yeah, with a 21 passive perception, you probably see, because I imagine that we were probably heading downstairs.
Correct.
Like the storage rooms to hear, try to find where these things might be stored or what those things, but I'd probably look at you and be like, sounds like there's something happening at our quarters. Should we go check it out?
I think so, if they've got their nose on the right track.
All right, and we'll make our way over there.
So yeah, you probably would arrive as they've entered into the room, or you'll see them kind of like the tail end of them going into the room. You can peek into the door to see this winged impish, devilish, fiendish creature that's like been pinned by one of Neris's arrows to the chest, and it's trying to like fight, and it gets very, I don't know, like backed into the corner, and it's looking around for something to do.
I would immediately, to me, I'd probably go full soldier brain. In this moment, I'm like, they've got this. I'm gonna look down the halls, and I'm gonna look around to see if there's anybody looking at this with intent.
Okay. Talia, anything you want to do?
Yeah, do I see my girl questioning this guy? I know I don't understand Infernal.
Oh, I would assume so, absolutely.
Okay. In that case, I'm...
That was awesome. That was awesome what you guys just did. That's killer.
Sorry, I'm just reading this real quick to make sure I understand it.
I will say you also know that they are Neris's arrows because they're all like fletched with raven feathers.
Nice.
Sick. Morgan.
So you also eat Raven's burgers, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool.
We all have like an Avengers moment after where we're just like sitting at a table and at some point.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
100%.
Just eating Raven's burgers.
Yeah.
Anything?
No question. Would I know
Exactly.
that imps understand common?
I would feel like you would. Most creatures do understand common.
On my turn,
Okay.
I'm going to stride up, yank my dagger out of this one because I threw it at him,
Sure.
and then just get my silk rope out and start trussing him up, like wings, feet, legs, getting ready to carry him to the captain. Like, look what we did. We found the thief.
Okay.
And he belongs to somebody. That's what my plan is going to be.
14. I'm trying to spot anybody.
Go ahead.
I'll let you resolve those and then I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Okay. So you don't see anybody with intent nearby.
Okay.
You are really good looking around. You pop in to like the front kind of storage or cargo where they have some of the barrels and extra overflow of cargo from the whole. You know, I would say that the young married couple kind of peek out like what's going on.
Go back to your room.
They close the door quickly.
That robe is not enough to protect
yeah,
you.
I went full like
literally you don't see anything that would correspond with tying into this.
Okay.
Would I know if, would I know as Carrick that, like, an imp under the control of somebody would have a certain distance or radius they'd have to remain in and would be aware if their imp disappeared?
I'm going to say that not necessarily.
Okay.
Would I know that?
I would say that you would probably be good enough in your skill set to know that there's no distance that would tie to these per se.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna
presumably they're on the boat.
post up outside the hallway, and all I'm looking for, something out of place, something odd, somebody who should not be walking down this hallway at any point. That is what I'm gonna do for this next moment.
Sure.
I'll say.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Neris and start bringing out my lyre. Do you need a little help with coercion?
Always, my dear.
Okay, and then I think I think her lyre, when she pulls it out, it is like a lyre, almost like structured out of just this bone white dead coral.
Awesome.
And
You guys are the creepiest motherfuckers in the world.
Haunting.
I love it.
It's very haunting music that, like, if you heard that out in the ocean at night, you'd be like, it's beautiful but deadly.
But also pull that anchor up right now.
Oh, nice.
For sure.
Sure.
I think she starts playing that, and I'm gonna pop off a bane.
Oh. Okay.
On him, and up to 3. It's just on the imp. Let me see if you have to make a charisma saving throw 14.
LOL.
To see if he banes.
And I'm gonna give him disadvantage because you pulled the arrow out at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he fails that drastically bad. Really
Okay.
bad.
So he's gonna add subtract a d4 from this next check as I pop off the suggestion from the liar. I'll suggest a course of action and magically influence a creature I can see within range that can hear me and understand me. And the saving throw is a Wisdom 13.
Okay, so roll d4, and that reduces by... Okay, yeah, completely failed this time. So the question again was?
She's gonna come around the corner, and this like very haunting melody is playing, and she just kind of stands behind Neris, looking it directly in the eyes, and she'll kind of sing and say, "Tell her the truth."
The little head drops like a scorned puppy, like, oh man. And you're going to hear an infernal kind of coming out. It's going to say, we're gonna clarifice is all you're going to hear.
Clarifice?
Yes. Well, if you speak infernal, you'll hear that.
Clarifies.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Neris will say, does clarifies mean anything to any of you?
Does it?
Absolutely not.
No.
To any of us?
No.
We don't need to roll at all.
Nope.
Oh my god.
No need.
From the hall. Nothing from me. Who is Clarifice? Do we ask the creature that?
I think, yeah, Neris looks more like, who are they? Or what is that?
My master or mistress is what he will say to clarify.
Fair.
Doesn't know.
Where are they?
Scorned lover.
Small but mighty.
So they're gonna say, in the landing. That's what you'll hear in Infernal.
So they're in Megan's Landing. Why? Do we ask it why? Since it only apparently wants to speak that gobbledygook. Did you ask it why it's stealing these items?
Also where they are.
Two more things. You've been so helpful.
Where?
Why?
He's gonna say, don't know. She summons me to various places.
He doesn't know where the items are?
The person is what was asked, I thought. Am I wrong on that?
No, it was the two questions were, the two additional questions were, why is he stealing these items that they're stealing, and then where
then
the
it's
stolen things are.
It's gonna be for Clarifice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why he's stealing that. For the, yep, correct. And then where?
And then, where they are.
He's gonna, like, look to his little side satchel that he has on his persons.
Did the other
Yeah,
have a
If
satchel
my
too?
suggestion is still up, and I see him look, I'll tell him, toss it over.
Okay. And the other one did too. So the pile of brimstone and ash on the top bunk has
Had like a little satchel.
I'll walk up and grab that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're really tiny.
Did my arm fall all the way in when I reach in?
It goes up really far.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it has a bottom to it.
Wow.
You guys, look.
Yeah, hello, creature. Not much taller than you are.
Fuck off, bunny man.
Oh.
We call one of our
Scimitar comes out.
Wait. My captain will want to see
You're next,
this. Don't jump to conclusions.
I felt like a rabbit joke as I put the scimitar away.
Calm down, hippity hop.
Okay. So you've bound this creature, correct?
Yep.
What else are we gonna do?
If we're done with questioning, I'd like to go bring this new treat on a rope to the captain.
Why does Clarifice want these items?
It doesn't know. No need to
I
make
think
it.
that's
I wonder if the captain knows who this Clarifice
Is she looking through your eyes right now?
Also, what I'm wondering.
The Clarifice?
I would say your passive insight or passive perception is good enough to kind of figure that out.
Probably not.
No. Maybe a distance
Are
thing.
you the one that stole from me, or is it the other one?
Definitely the other is what he says.
I told you to tell the truth.
Okay, it was me.
Honestly, both.
Good boy. Tell me when you're done with me.
You said that when she opened up the satchel and put her arm in, everything went in?
Like, yeah, there seemingly is no bottom.
At our level, would we know what a bag of holding is?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna think about the
Would we know if we were to
letter.
turn it inside out, everything would just come spilling out of it?
You could try.
I'm gonna think about the letter and see if it will populate in my hand in this satchel.
Nope.
You guys, I tried to find the letter. I mean, something that was missing.
Try the other one.
I don't have it. It's still on the other end.
Oh no,
she got
I
it.
would have grabbed it. I told him to toss it over.
grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's, I mean, should we do this here in the privacy of our captain's quarters? Because I've turned over a couple bag of holdings in my life, and when I do that, I just turn them inside out, and everything comes spilling out. I don't know if we want to do that out on deck, or if it's something that, something should be done in private.
To do in the captain's quarters.
I like the way you think.
So you all will travel back to the captain's quarters with your prisoner in tow?
I have him like this, like I'm carrying him like
Like a
he's
chicken.
like
Yeah.
fighting.
And I think anybody see him like, back to your quarters, we got this under control.
Gotcha.
Back to your quarters, thank you.
Yep.
Heavy eye rolling.
You guys will get back to the quarters. I'm going to say that the captain is maybe at this point drinking a sherry or a brandy or something of that sort, and he's like, by the gods, what is that? Is what
I
he says.
non-gently set him on the table, like, what toof? Found your
Is
thief.
this it is the culprit then?
We caught him in the act, red-handed, besides their skin.
There was another, but he
Oh wait,
didn't make it.
It is no longer for this plane.
What does it want with my ship or me?
does the name
It
Clarifus
doesn't know.
mean anything?
And I'm gonna, while they're having this conversation, I'm clearing out an area on the floor to
Sure.
turn the bags inside out.
He's implying that this master of his is at the landing. Do you have any enmity there? Did you use your charm on a person and they...
No, I'm telling you, no. It was all consensual. There was nothing wrong with it, is what I'll say. Some even paid for.
Talia, did you ask this suggestible creature if they were the only two on board?
Ask him.
Are there any others on board?
No.
Is he
No.
lying?
Tell the truth.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Okay. So only two imps on this ship
Correct.
were these two.
Correct.
All right. So Clarifus, that name means nothing to you.
No, the captain's telling the truth. It's easy. He's pretty easy to read at this
Is
point.
there a reason that you'd be targeted, Captain?
Not that I'm aware of, is what I'll say. I'm a fairly legit businessman. I just make money to take care of my village, is what I'll say, and help my people.
What about Ravensburg? Did he sow seeds?
No, he was much like me, very honest and straightforward on a lot of things.
You did say when you took over there were some who disagreed.
Well, yes, there's always going to be those, but I wouldn't think that they'd be that malicious.
Captain, I hate to ask such an untoward question. Is there anything of import on this ship right now that you are smuggling that you are not telling us about?
No, not at all.
Insight check. And I want to look at Carrick to see if she knows as well.
I got a 17.
I didn't get anything very good, so it's fine.
19.
It was under a 10.
You're like
No,
telling me
like
saying-
the 19 and the 17 are good enough to know. He, still doesn't have anything. It's legit.
What about Carrick?
No.
We're on our way to the job.
It's literally,
there.
exactly.
Got it.
So we're empty. We're gonna re-up on
Correct.
whatever.
All right, ladies, are we ready to see what kind of goodies these creatures were stealing? And I'm gonna
I suppose.
turn the bag inside out.
Okay, when you do, there's this kind of like pop sound, and then the bag has a bottom.
But no items come out?
Nothing comes out.
Both bags.
If you do both bags,
That's
Yeah.
unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it some kind of like teleportation?
Yeah. Can I do like
Arcana.
an Arcana check or
Sure,
anything
sure
for
can.
bags that like transport?
Yeah.
yep.
he's
is
tied up.
13.
It's an actual one.
I got a
I don't know
6.
that man.
I wouldn't know.
I would say a
anything about
13
this.
is good enough to know that that popping sound is the same thing that would be used in a teleport spell. Like, after you do one, you're supposed to hear that subtle pop, and it sounds very familiar. I'll give you that.
They teleport.
Oh,
when you
these
put
bags.
things in
When I turn the bag inside out,
It
does
breaks
this-
it breaks the...
breaks the enchantment.
You got it.
So the enchantment's gone.
Correct.
So we couldn't put anything back in here, and
It's just a bag.
them. It's just a bag now.
Damn it, I should have flipped it off when I had my hand in there.
that would have been lovely. We've never heard the name Clarifus before, ever.
You can make a religion check if you'd like.
Does this have to do with Fey Fiends or undead?
Possibly.
Would I get to roll an
12.
advantage?
You could.
What did you say, religion?
Getting on my character.
19. Yeah, that's 19, right? Yeah, that's 19.
You've never heard of the name particularly of Clarifus, but it does resemble or sound like a name that could be related to a fiend or devil. It has the same kind of...
cadence to it.
You got it.
Like it sounds like he's saying like a name.
You got it.
I got a 16.
I'll relay that information. I'll say, it does have gobbledygook, quality of sound to it. It sounds infernal in nature, could be identifying a lord or lady of the hells of some kind, or I'm not entirely sure. And then I'm gonna look right at the creature. Would you say that's right? I'm looking right at the imp when I say
Answer
that.
him.
It's gonna like look down, like again, like a puppy, and just kind of like nod its head very subtly.
Captain, I'm gonna need you to be honest. Why are you be targeted by a fiend?
I don't know, is what he's going to say. Use whatever magic you need to put on me to see that I'm telling you the truth. I have no idea.
Have you encountered any fiends as of late? Made any deals that you're not proud of?
No. Everything is pretty much by the books. Anything I've done illegally would be like weapons to a place that needs protection, or food to places where maybe tariffs or other things are put into place to cut people off.
You'll see me be less comfortable as
I
he's
was
exposing
just gonna
me
say,
about the work I do.
I want to insight Carrick at this moment to see how
Yeah.
connected they actually are.
Sure.
18. Are you
I have
deceiving?
15.
Are you persuading? Are you hiding anything?
No, I don't think I'm hiding anything. I'd probably just, you'd perceive like you were literally telling every secret that I sneak around and like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Peter Pan, Robin Hood
Yeah.
to save that, like, whoa, Captain.
He does,
Like-
but again, you can see that he's extremely like, I'm telling you the truth, like trying to convince you all. I have nothing to do with this. I have no idea why
No,
these creatures
Captain,
are on the trip.
I don't have doubts about your
Thank you, that's what
morality
he's going
at
to
this
say.
point, but your good intentions could be getting in the way of people that have worse intentions. Maybe you don't have anything direct, but maybe there's something
trying to
you've
read.
done that has sabotaged the wrong person.
Have I noticed in my travels on the ship any different, like, feelings about the ship? Like, could it have been enchanted or cursed or anything like that?
I would say you're pretty
after
much
the
in tune
captain
with the crew
died?
and the captain that, no, it feels like this is completely out of the
Standard.
blue to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys, this imp is saying he's from the landing, or his master is at the landing, and we're heading for the landing, so maybe I hesitate because I'm considering this information I'm about to divulge. I'm gonna trust you with this information, but know that I am quick to draw and protect my family. And I look at the captain earnestly, like, I have connections at the landing that we can potentially continue our investigation into this when we break shore, or when we hit the shore.
Well, it's And I'm gonna bind up the imp's ears at this point. Like I'm trying to
muffle them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, here's the information we have from what I can tell as an investigator. What a jackass. What an asshole. We have that this is clearly being done at a distance because these items are being teleported, correct? So it is safe to assume that the Clarifis, Clara, I guess for short, is likely not on this ship. Would y'all agree with that? If the items are being teleported.
Likely in landing.
We also know that in Stygian, I haven't been there before.
Listen, it's Stygian, is what the captain will say.
Stygian, alright. So Stygian is a land that can welcome creatures like this. Would you say that's safe to say?
Sure, that's what it says.
Ask him what the intention was after the job was complete.
What were they trying to steal?
I want to know what the orders were to do after they felt like they've gotten everything.
Yeah, I'll
Were they
unbind
supposed
the
to
ears
just
and...
bamf back?
Who's asking that question?
I can. After you'd collected everything that your master wanted, what were you to do then? What were your instructions?
We were to leave the ship. Wait for further instructions when the ship docks.
We'll be joining you.
Leave the ship via teleportation or flight?
My wings, as he looks to the one that has a hole in it.
Okay.
Oh, Twitter, you might work for us now.
I am at your service.
X'd it out.
What were you trying... What were they trying to steal? Were they looking for something in particular?
What orders did they have as far as the things they were taking?
We were to find
Yeah, I think theirs is kind of... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
we were to find important things to send back to Mistress Clarifis.
Mistress, that is the first time we got a gender.
No, it's not.
No, he said mistress or master before.
Correct.
Yeah. Mistress, as in, it is mistress.
It's mistress.
I read you.
Okay. Anything of import that you were supposed to track down in particular?
No, this thing is literally like, not necessarily dumb, but lower intelligence. It was basically just to scavenge and find anything of importance.
Cast a wide net, hope for the best.
You got it.
Yeah, because what check could I do putting together of it seems like the M's were sent to steal something of some kind of sentimental importance to each person on the ship, and what might a higher ranking infernal want with that?
Oh, let's see.
Or what have I seen or heard or no? Is there folklore where it's like how don't tell the Fae your name kind of thing?
I feel like with what you do and where you've traveled, kind of your character makeup or base would know that it's basically a leverage game. If that makes sense. I've got little bits and baubles and things here for whatever reasons to have leverage information or something like that.
So this Mistress Clarifis might be more of a broker of some sort. Might be something like I have this information and I can leverage it against you. Is that what you're saying there, Neris?
Likely. It depends a bit on what was taken from everyone, but if it was tied to someone you care about or some part of your past you might not want coming out, then sure, it can be used as leverage.
Imp with a hole in its wing. Are you, was there a location you were supposed to go to, or were you gonna get a mind message?
Yep. It was undisclosed. It would be one of those things that when you arrive, I'll find you, essentially. Don't look for me, I'll find you and tell you where to go.
Perfect.
It's another way to kind of keep things mysterious.
That's great.
What does Clarifists make themselves appear as in public?
Good question.
He's going to say many things. Elusive.
Like?
A beautiful man, a handsome woman, a tiefling, a drow.
So he kind of looks around the room.
They're just naming the races that are
Who
there.
else? Who else is in the space with us right now currently?
I would say that everyone who was at the dinner party currently, except for Braun. Braun's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
When the imp is describing this creature, this Clarifus, I want to look at everybody in the room and see if anybody shows any sort of reaction to this description.
Oh, I can. Yeah, no one's gonna react to it.
So it is for sure nobody in this room.
That 100% fact.
Everybody in the room
They are forced
besides
to
you
say
guys
the
have
truth,
been on
and they
the
said
boat.
they would be at the landing.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, and I would say that to save some time, essentially, is you're getting the vibe that whatever this Clarifus is, it is a very elusive. Could be anything from like a shape changer, someone who could polymorph. It could be a devil. It could be a fiend. Like there's all kinds of things that are running and racing through your minds.
It could even be like a doppelganger.
It could be. It could be.
I think Talia goes and like squats down in front of the imp and like takes out like that taloned hand and just ever so gently places like a single prick of it at the chin as she like forces it to look at her.
And when you do that, it seems to almost enjoy that.
Oh.
Fair. It's an imp.
No, like indication it's seen something like this before?
Potentially.
Oh.
Happen to know Clarifus's true name?
Oh. No.
Tell me your true name.
Shit.
It's gonna hesitate like I shouldn't, but then it's kind of like quickly looks around at like it's way outnumbered. And we'll say that his name will be... I have no idea.
He sounds like a deflating balloon.
That doesn't sound very impish. Okay. Sure, his name will be... There you go.
Your name
And I think there's like
Vanilla.
just a little bit of like indigo glow in her eyes that just flashes in that moment.
There's like a
she
brief
looks at
sense. There's a brief sense of pleasure and then extreme fear once you flash it.
I own you now. Is that understood?
Yes, mistress, is what he'll say.
Good.
I look at Zuri like...
And she just gives him a little pat and stands up.
And with
He
that,
works for us now.
I think this is a good point to end this chapter.
Yeah.
And stick
Yeah.
with us. We will finish it up hopefully in the next episode or two. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for...
Thank you guys!
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
so
you.
much fun to play with.
So much fun. Go ahead and plug everything.
Mariah, do you want to plug us since I gave the intro?
I can do it.
Just point above your head. Just point above your head. It's like directly
Point above
above you
us?
guys.
There you
Yeah.
go. Look
Oh,
at that.
cute.
There you go.
A doobly-doo up there. So, hi, I am Mariah. I am one half of Table Talk. We are a D&D discussion podcast that covers basically anything except us actually rolling dice and playing the game. So, we cover making characters. We talk about lines and veils. We talk about different systems. Like we just did a whole episode about Vampire the Masquerade because I and one of my friends run that. Because we are horror hoes. So you can have all of our... Yeah, I don't know why I made that joke in the middle of the plug, but it's okay.
That's fine.
You can find all of our podcasts, socials, and everything at Table Talk RPG. The podcast can be found wherever you consume the podcasts. And my personal social media is my name, Mariah.Gresham. I'm a fantasy writer, and I'm just going to start doing a lot of weird and wacky stuff on my own social media, particularly Threads.
Ooh.
I feel like.
Yeah.
So hop over on Threads.
Particularly Threads.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm Alejandra, the other half. All of the things that Mariah just said. My personal handle is alejandra.wilhelm on Instagram. I'm also a TTRPG artist, so I do like character art for people. And you can find that at reina.creates on Instagram. And yeah, that's my shit.
Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much. As you know, we're Crit Eating Grin. It's been a blast. Check these ladies out. Pop in your AirPods, your earbuds, whatever you've got. Listen to them. They are a blast to listen to. A pleasure, absolutely. Until next time, keep on grinning.
Bye.
Patch 22.
Bye.